Mhm. All right, I'll mail you the form. I'll mail you the form. Video or no video? You there?
There I am.
Oh, okay. Video or no video?
No video.
You really just don't like being on the video.
It's dark outside, and I have a dog sleeping in my lap.
So you got to be careful with the pup.
Of course. He sleeps with me every night, you know that, right?
Yes. Oh, guess what wants to enter the room?
Oh, hell.
Loom note taker.
No thanks. You need to delete that somehow.
Yeah, I X'd it.
Yay.
All right. Ready?
Ready?
All righty. Just give me 1 second. Let me do this. All right. And here we go, guys. All right, everybody. Welcome to the career industrial complex. Happy New Year, everybody! Welcome back to the Career Industrial Complex Cringe for 2026, where literally tonight we're gonna dunk on almost anything and everything that's corporate, just because. It's me. I hope you're all doing well this week, and we got Justin back. How's it been so far?
Happy New Year, everyone. It's been a pleasure. Hope you had a nice holiday season.
Oh yeah. We're about to literally get into it. Okay, let's start with our favorite topic. Why did corporate America go 12 straight months with layoffs, what's now looking like 13 months?
Let's list all the possible combinations of corporate America doing good for themselves. Hmm.
You mean as if, how about this one? How much more fucking money do these guys need in their pockets? Let's start with that one's obvious. I mean, apparently, I did not get the memo from Lumberg, but apparently layoffs have turned into a giant competition of who can do obscenely the most.
Sounds accurate.
That's number one. How about this one? Shareholder appeasement, overhiring during cheap money, quiet restructuring plus AI replacement. Psst, don't tell corporate America, but we all know the real reason AI is being used. It's the cheapest possible way to say fuck you to the American worker. We're going to the Philippines or India. But you didn't hear
Yes,
that
yes,
one.
yes, yes. We totally don't know about that. No, no.
No, no, no. We're just speculating, but let's be honest. Come on. They love their cheap overseas VAs. They love their cheap overseas web developers. They don't want to pay people like Justin 300,000 a
No.
year just to live.
Nah, it's never about me living. They just want cheap liabilities.
Oh, so now apparently the memo meant that workers are liabilities? I mean,
Absolutely.
corporations are liabilities also. Come on. Look at how much natural resources they suck up.
That's true, but they deliver such tremendous value to the public.
Please tell me how corporate adds so much value to the world. Like it's a
Well, how do
LinkedIn
you
post.
live? That's my point.
That's what?
How do you live? That's my point.
I live on unemployment at the moment. How do you live?
That's not what I was talking about.
I know, but the point is this. Okay, all these Fortune 500 companies are literally just at this point. I feel like, especially in the last 3 years, layoffs are now the new norm. Only now, apparently, it's turned into the National Unemployment League.
Yeah.
The National Unemployment League, where Amazon just acts 30K.
Yep, that's what they do.
I mean, Intel,
Just
how many did they
because.
tell me how many Intel just laid off? What was it, like 24,000?
Something like that.
Let's see, the next favorite company, which would be Amazon, did 30,000. I'm pretty sure how come Google didn't actually do something like that?
Because they already did.
I mean, Meta only laid off 6,000, but let's be honest, Meta's been doing this since 2023. I feel like their numbers are paltry and their numbers got to be pumped up, son.
Yep. Gotta pump up those numbers. Gotta make those KPIs, baby. Put those people on pit.
Hold on, I got something that I think everyone's gonna laugh at.
Be sure. We love to review this.
Yes, this one. Perfect. All right, where? Hold on. No, damn. Okay. Uno, dos,
Dress.
and now, hold on. Uh, oh, damn you, computer.
Oh, it's a pinch to zoom.
Hold on, we'll get this.
It's
There it
like
is.
pinching your nose.
I mean, come on, Amazon, you gotta pump up those numbers.
You know, they get off on those numbers, right?
Hmm, 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 hmm. Okay, what movie was that from?
My brain doesn't work.
Your brain doesn't work. You know what
No.
movie that was in 2013? That was The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, yeah, I actually did not see that one. I've heard of it though.
It, if we don't review movies here, I would consider doing something like that. But what I will actually say is if you have to watch one movie just to understand New York City finance, I would say go watch that movie. It wasn't just
Uh,
because of McConaughey at the beginning doing that monologue with Leonardo DiCaprio. It was just the fact that it was literally people like Anthony Scaramucci in a nutshell. Basically, the cheap used car salesman dealing stocks. But it was great
uh,
if you also want an idea of kind of how corporate America works or worked.
sure.
Anyway, so we definitely started off there. Now, it wouldn't be an episode of Cringe without dunking on probably one of my favorite things.
Ooh,
We're
ooh,
gonna
ooh.
save LinkedIn. We're gonna start with
Oh,
finfluencers.
oh.
You know I gotta dunk
Griff,
on finfluencers. Okay,
Griff influencers. Okay.
now you start, then I'll go. How do you feel
Uh,
about these people? And I'm not just before we touch LinkedIn, which is another fun topic, because I've shown you at least one example from there before. I mean, you got them on Instagram, you got them on Facebook.
the influencers.
Huh?
The influencers.
Finfluencers, financial influencers like Daddy
Oh,
Dave Ramsey.
those idiots. Yeah.
And by the way, Dave fits a good demographic. Don't get me wrong. I think if you want to learn personal finance, he doesn't have bad methodology. The problem is his market, in his own words. The market that he caters to are working to let as as a wealthy man himself, I'm going to get to the hypocrisy of him, and it's pretty funny, but our parents' generation know that the guy actually came from a pretty well-to-do family who could help him buy real estate. And don't get me wrong, he
Lovely.
has some great lessons that he can teach within the realm of personal finance, but why are we letting a frigging billionaire who makes money off programs and books tell basically a poor person you got to eat rice and beans?
Sounds contradictory to me.
I mean, here's the way you pay off debt. I would say
Have
his
money.
snowball method is smart, but you kind of need an income. That's number one. You
Yes, you
kind of
need
need
money.
to have a basic idea of financial literacy. And then you just pick a debt, you start with that debt, or you work on maybe two to three debts at a time. That's what you
Sure,
do.
sure. That's reasonable. The problem is in this economy, try getting the income at all is a challenge. No, the one that will actually allow you to do this.
Well, yeah, because unfortunately, we're going to get to that. Because unfortunately, this is where I think all of them go dead. It's almost like when I walk into the bank and the bank tries to teach you how to save. Just set aside $25 a paycheck. What year was that? What year are we talking in? 1960?
Yeah, $25 in 1960 is like $250 today.
Yeah,
Damn.
meaning I need $250 in my supposed savings account, which I can't even which I could try to set aside today, but we all know how that's gonna go.
Oh, you know you're gonna access that the minute something happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mean seriously, when you have bankers and people in personal finance who are who are now grandparents, who are now basically the last two senior generations, I mean, do we really want to be taking money lessons from you guys? It Oh,
No.
and by the way, can we stop with the fascination on millennials buying avocado toast and Starbucks? Which makes no difference in terms of being able to actually pay for your first house.
It's, well, that's very true. Because guess what? Even if we did what you want us to do, we still can't afford the damn down payment. So why not eat your avocado toast and drink your Starbucks?
Yeah, why not just drink my I don't even go
Why
to
not?
Starbucks because this is the hypocrisy with
You know?
personal finance. They need to tell me I need to cut back on beer and coffee,
No,
which makes no difference in terms of saying
it makes no difference. It's like there's a threshold here. It's very simple. It's the same with me. You can tell me, oh, cut out on this or cut out on that, or you need to restructure this or that. Well, I can do all those things and still I'm not gonna make it. Why? Because you can't get wealthy cutting things. It's impossible.
well, in theory, you could, but you still need to be
No,
able to
you
treat
can't.
yourself. I mean, I don't need to go
No,
buying
forget about treating
Starbucks.
yourself.
I can just go to the BP gas. I can just go to the Sunoco gas station and get myself a $2 coffee down there if I really want
Sure,
to.
sure,
Or I
but
can just go to
that's
Amazon and buy myself a 23 to $24 Turkish coffee,
teacups.
which makes a bunch of
Yeah,
small cups for
sure,
2 to 3 months, and then I save myself some money there.
sure. But we go, well, regardless of how you do it, you cannot
Regardless of how
cut.
you do your shopping, the
You
problem
cannot
is
cut.
prices continually are just going to keep going up.
I was about to get to that. Even if you
I saved
cut,
you I saved you about going there because we both know where it was going to end
yeah,
up.
we know. But here's the logic: if you can cut your way to wealth, then there'll be way more wealthy people in the world. But they're not. Why? Because at some point you're going to need income. You have to have money to save. If you don't
Yeah.
have money, you can't save. It does not matter. You can't cut your way. It's like, well, just cut out your cell phone. Well, yeah, sure, you can cut out your cell phone, but guess
Um,
what happens when,
do I want to actually debunk that one?
well, no,
Unfortunately,
no, you can't debug it.
the cell phone is one of the things people actually unfortunately need today. You
This is
can't cut
my,
that one out.
this is my point. They say, well, cut the cell phone. Okay.
So how are
Um,
people going to get in contact with me with quote unquote job offers?
uh, their answer is get a $10 landline. Well, that doesn't help me. How does
Boomers
that
don't
help
even
me?
still have landlines.
My mom does.
My
Hell,
dad doesn't.
I left landline a long time ago. But like, even if you're on a bare bones plan, how much is a cell phone today? I'm not talking about a smartphone, just a regular flip phone.
iPhone?
No, 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 no.
Oh, damn you.
I'm talking.
I wanted to joke on the iPhone. Come
No,
on.
no, not quite. I'm talking about a basic flip phone that does nothing. How much does that cost you?
Probably $100.
At least 50.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And then on top of that, you gotta buy credits. Chances are it's probably prepaid, so you gotta buy credits. So how much is that gonna cost you? Another $20.
Oh yeah,
So even
prices have
$25. Let's
unfortunately.
say $25. So that's $50 for the phone plus $25 a month. How the hell does that work for a basic phone? But if you get an iPhone or an Android phone that costs you $500, guess what the cheapest bill becomes? You get a plan that's $15 a month with data and all this other stuff. It doesn't make sense. You
No, of
can't,
course.
you can't cut your way down to to the basics of survival. Because at some point, if you cut too low, then your price actually explodes.
Of
Well, if your
course.
prices explodes, because I mean, if prices explode, then what's the point of cutting? Just pay the fee. Just pay the $500, pay the $15, $20 a month, or what, however you pay it, and just you accept it. You have to. There's no choice. So do with internet. You have to have internet, and that's at least $50. In some areas,
Oh, my
maybe
internet costs
25.
me 89 a month.
Oh God, yeah. I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. So, but
I
the
missed
cheapest
2 years
one,
ago when I was actually paying up to $50 a month. But
oh yeah.
no, Trump made my internet go up.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Like I said, I mean, I remember
Actually, he didn't
one day.
I like blaming him. He didn't technically. It's just the credits that I
I
had kind of
understand, yeah.
expanded.
I remember one day I actually purchased a modem for a Comcast network market in Michigan, and yeah, I reduced my bill, but as soon as I moved, it was useless.
I mean, Optimum sort of gives you some ways to reduce the bill back down to like 60 or 79 if you get your
That's
own
a
cell phone. I'm like, I can't get my own cell phone when I don't have money.
again, it's hard. You can't cut.
No,
You
you
know,
can't.
there's a basic standard of living that you have to somehow pay for. And if you can't, then something's gotta give. Whether it's insurance, whether it's going without a phone, whether it's going without internet, it's either so something's gotta give. Your food, your rent. Oh, don't talk about rent. You
Well,
can't
of
cut
course.
on
And then,
rent,
you know what my
you
favorite
know?
advice on social media is? Just
Yeah.
go and ask your boss for a raise.
Oh, no, that's cute. That's
I mean,
cute.
you want to know something? It's not just LinkedIn. If I had to do one thing in terms of dunking on that advice, can we
Hmm.
stop? I mean, even my favorite one. If you want to get ahead in your career and get promoted, you just have to show you're able to lead and they'll promote you. It's like,
No,
honestly,
that's false.
no. Not
That's
when you
false.
work with regulated professions and
It
more
doesn't work.
traditional fields like post-secondary and primary education do not work
Doesn't
that
work.
way.
Nope, does not work that way. You're right.
The government,
Does
the
not work that
government who
way.
regulates everybody does not work that way.
Nope.
The banking
I'm sorry. Thank
sector,
you. Nope,
maybe
does
the
not work
banking
that way.
sector, you could show leadership 20 years ago, but now that's dead.
Yeah, it's all the idea of showing leadership.
You know exactly the
Mm,
person is a friend of mine who I'm talking about, and I see where
yeah, I
she's
know.
coming from, but I even have to remind her. I know three other fields where this does not work that way, where if you just show
Mm,
leadership, and I literally said in the following sentence.
mm,
The three industries that I've worked in, the medical field, the education sector, and I've even applied to government. If you do not have minimum bachelor's degree, you are not getting hired. If you do not have a higher degree, you are not getting promoted.
exactly.
They want box check.
Yes, they don't care about your leadership potential. They don't care.
This isn't fucking technology. Sorry. I'm sorry to
No,
be
no, no.
crapping on
Even
technology
no, no.
people,
I'll
but
be
guess
honest. I'm
what?
gonna say something about
The jury is
technology.
still out for me on that one. It's
Leadership, like I said, I mean, few people do get promoted based on leadership, but
I could
not
even give
really.
you,
Not really.
I'm gonna play a scenario with you because I
Not
was
really.
running this through Chat GPT 2 days ago. You'll even find this interesting. I've
Please
been
go.
unemployed for the last 6 months. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so unfortunately, I asked ChatGPT a very interesting question, and the question was, why does it seem like the only way I'm getting an interview with New York City Administrative Child Services was because I went back to and enrolled in a program? And apparently, what ChatGPT answered back is because that's the only way a job like that would be open to somebody. Because if you tried applying without being in an enrolled program, they're not going to see your resume,
Correct.
or you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to look at you're not going to be able to access the recruiter. So what we don't the quiet part out loud that
Correcto.
I just said is the part that nobody actually wants to say, which is unfortunately that article that you showed me yesterday, which I could see if I could Google and go over it with you real quick on here, or we could just kind of visibly discuss it. Why are we going back to the whole stupid you have to be enrolled in college just to do a fucking internship? Just so you can get noticed by an employer. Like, what the fuck?
Yep, it's coming back, y'all.
Like,
Degrees are
what the
being cool
fuck?
again.
We keep complaining that, that's we keep complaining supposedly as a society that we want more fairness in hiring. And then when we had the fairness in hiring, people abused it. So now corporate decides to do this.
That's right.
Why don't we
Because
just, at this point, why don't we just admit it's a meritocracy? You really
why
are only
not?
going to hire your fucking cousin, or you're really going to hire your best friend. You're not going to hire anybody else.
You're gonna hire whoever you're gonna hire, and that's that. It's
You're
very
going to tell
simple.
everybody else, including the public like you and me, it's a meritocracy, but you're going to go hire your unqualified cousin.
Of course.
I mean, look at the Trump administration. That's all they do.
That's perfect case
I'm not
study
dunking on the
material.
Trump administration because that's the easy way. We're picking out a specific issue that's tied to employment that
Yeah,
structurally actually shows why the market is rigged.
it's been with for since
And it's funny
forever.
because I was just talking with a buddy from John Jay last night about something, and we were just
Mm.
talking about a very close old friend of mine, and he even finally said the quiet part out loud. Yeah, our two old buddies unfortunately got ahead in a meritocracy because of DADDY.
Mm.
And he praised me on the fact that, well, they will probably be jealous of you in 15 years because you went online and you built up, over 10K connections on the LinkedIn platform.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm sure they might be jealous, whether they
Mm.
congratulate me or they're jealous of me. It's the same thing as going to meet somebody in person. It's just how you network or how you meet people is up to you.
Agreed. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, there's many ways to network with people.
There's many ways to get ahead in the job market, but that's not the focus of our
Can you get ahead in job
series here.
market?
The
Mm.
focus of our series
But
here is basically dunking on corporate.
well, we know how corporate feels.
Yeah, if corporate had their way, no one would be making money. We'd all be servants to them.
Precisely.
Now, my next favorite topic. Whoa. Well. The 9 to 5 is the only way to make money. Entrepreneurship is for losers, or vice versa, with the influencers.
Mm.
You, you'll never get rich off a 9 to 5. If you work a 9 to 5, you're a loser.
You know,
Or my personal favorite.
mm,
This is my
well,
most personal
mm,
favorite that I ever saw on the LinkedIn platform. Well, in high times of unemployment, you should just start a business.
it's funny because the irony is that there's some truth in both of those statements. Um, Structurally speaking, 9 to 5s and personal 1099s and W-2 consultants are, yeah, the system's rigged against you, 100%. And yeah, you're not going to get rich off of that. Now, could you be well paid? Yes, but that's not the goal.
So
You want to
here's
get
the thing.
rich.
Here's the
That's
thing that
you
I
gotta
would like
switch.
to add to the conversation.
You gotta do something in addition. You gotta do both. Not
So I have a few people who are entrepreneurs on LinkedIn that have actually said exactly that. You should do both.
you should do both if you can. Yeah.
If you can. The problem is most people don't have the bandwidth to do both.
There's that, and and the biggest issue is the fact that you just can't get a W-2. It is literally impossible to secure one.
Well, the W-2 might be much harder for you and me to get, especially
No,
because I'm
it's
going to
in
be
general.
starting back in personal as a personal care aide next week,
I mean,
where, I don't necessarily like the work, but I need something just while I'm
right,
continue to interview, and it's not exactly ideally the most perfect, but you get paid every week.
true, but the main issue is structural. It's you have to be selected. That's what makes it impossible to secure is because you have to be selected to be granted permission to work for pay. And then once you are on the payroll, you're on the clock determination because they have no obligation to keep you for any determinate period of time. And they don't need a reason to get rid of you.
Well, yeah, because we're at will.
Well, exactly. So I don't understand why today people are saying anything other than a 9 to 5 is something that you can do when opportunities arise. Yeah, if someone wants to hire you, I say go for it as long as you're capable and able. No
Right.
qualms there. The issue is that I have is you gotta get a job. You gotta work for it. You gotta um be active. You gotta do and that doesn't make sense because you wear yourself out. Because let's face it, every application you put into that system, you have a 99.5% on average rejection rate. Stats, facts, math.
Well,
So
no,
if
you're right. There's a lot of math behind this whole thing where
so,
I'll use myself as an example. In
yeah,
order to get two interviews within the next 2 days, I had to fill out probably 100 something applications, or maybe 50 less now that it's, starting
sure.
to, now
Some
that we're in
yes,
a
I
new
mean
month.
some, and actually that's not terrible results, but that's like what 100 applications. That's a 2%, and then you got the nope out option. So now you're like 1%. Yeah, so that's about 1%. Yeah, one maybe 2%. Yeah, that sounds right. And it's not, and this is not to discourage people, but let's be honest with ourselves. Just be honest. Just say, hey, this doesn't really work well. It's highly inefficient and it sucks your soul out. Why
Of
not?
course.
Why not allow us to do something for ourselves?
So
Why not
now
use
here's
little
something that,
money we can? Why don't we use the little money that we do have and see if we can go out and hang our own signs and make some money that way too?
what I would add to this is this, since I'm building something and I have a different train of thought on this. We need entrepreneurs and we need workers. All right, that's very
We do.
obvious.
That's
Neither
very
should
obvious.
actually shit on the other. Like one shouldn't be saying the 9 to 5 is the best way to go. The problem is this. The 9 to 5 you are capped. The 9 to 5
Correct.
you have to obtain Here's the
You're
whole thing. If a
limited.
9 to 5 is asking you to go further into debt with no guarantee of a promotion, why
Hmm.
bother?
Exactly. It's essentially a risk calculation. It's a risk calculation. Yeah.
If entrepreneurship be, the issue in entrepreneurship is you have to, besides having a container, as you like to say, for all your, for all your labor, because what happens is you put the labor in, as you say, and then the payment comes from the system.
Yeah. Essentially. Yeah.
You're putting The problem is you have to have enough clients to be able to do to be able to do entrepreneurship. That's or you
Mm,
have to have or you have to have a very reasonably good digital product or physical product that people will continually buy.
yeah. You have to have some sort of pro- product
Like
or
for
service.
example,
Yeah.
let's
You
go
have to
with
have
LinkedIn and let's
something to
go with my
sell.
favorite
So.
group of people, career coaches.
Oh Jesus. Oh jeez.
Yup.
Oh geez, these people, these are my favorite people because they
Favorite
sell
people,
quote
are we favorite people in a sarcastic way or favorite people in a non-sarcastic way?
a sarcastic way.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, only because they sell
Their
hopium.
content is basically making a sale.
It's hopium. They're selling hopium. That's what they're selling.
Hopi and they don't like being disputed.
Again, hopium. Toxic positivity. Hopium.
Toxic positivity. There is no such thing as toxic positivity.
That's what she said.
God. Yup. Exactly. That's what she said.
Well, yeah, I every time I see a post on hopium, I go. Has AI, did AI break today?
How about this one? Their advice has to be the cringiest ever. Just tailor your resume. Apply every day. Manifest the offer. Everyone can
What?
be an entrepreneur. That's probably the only one I actually agree with, by the way. Everyone can be an entrepreneur if they really want to.
That that I do agree with. If you are willing to take that risk.
The
Um,
problem
ah,
the problem that our wonderful colleagues always like to sell the hope of is if you tailor your resume. First and foremost,
oh my
honestly,
goodness.
there's
No.
one person who's an IT influencer. I find him annoying. I don't always like his content because it just predicates itself that everybody wants a higher temporary salary. But there is one thing that he actually consistently says that he's right about. Tailoring your resume is a fucking waste of time. There, I said it. I said the quiet part
It's
out loud.
true.
Do
It's
not
very true.
tailor your resume if you are a job seeker. Just
Do
send
not.
it as it is. It will probably get rejected, and that's what Uncle Ben
Yep.
has to say.
Exactly.
Uncle
Now,
Ben, the anti-career coach.
so here's something that you need to understand. It's one thing to tailor your resume to a specific industry, and it's another thing to tailor your resume for every bloody job that you apply for. So, if you're going to tailor your resume, do it on an industry basis, a macro basis. Don't go into the minutia for every job. Just think of your resume as a profile. You have a profile, put it up somewhere, and let people feast on it.
Yep, I would agree with that one myself. I mean, we could go as far as to say you could in 2026 because that was 2025 the whole tailor your resume myth. I
Mm,
mean, you could make an argument for skill stacking, but
Uh,
I'm still in the whole sketch about whether that actually works or not, or i.e., I need more data on this because quite honestly, it just feels like basically go fuck yourself is really what corporate America's honestly
yeah,
saying at this
skill.
stage.
So here's the thing about the whole skills thing. Skills is one side of the coin. But the thing about skills is that skills decay rapidly. Skills are perishable. They just are. The skill you learn today may not be relevant tomorrow. They're transient. They're always going to be there.
Oh, I'm
However,
learning data science, and a very close friend of mine in Canada who's now becoming a business partner as we're going to be
yeah,
collaborating on something big together this year, literally said the same thing to
nice.
me. And my response to him was as follows.
Hmm.
I didn't decide to take the scholarship for workforce and do the skill set because I was hoping to get a job. I'm doing
Oh
it for
yeah.
myself.
Well, see, that's the smart thing, and this is speaks to the idea of optionality and the idea of having some sort of a container for your skills so that if somebody would want to hire you, you will be ready. You will be equipped. You'll be in position. I can tell you this right now. I have a Ruby on Rails certification from 2018. It, no one has that. No one can get that anymore.
Ah,
But,
doesn't surprise me.
but I will say this. What was it? But 4 years later, randomly popped up. I got an offer for a trial for 5 weeks, and it net me 12.5K just because I had that random certification, not because I was the best. And no, I sidestepped the whole baby names database BS they wanted me to do. They told me, don't do it. We'll hire you anyways. So it's not, it doesn't have to be a degree. It doesn't have to be a certificate. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. But what it does need to be is it needs to be something that can be that's transferable,
Let me
something
use
that
an
holds
example for my
value,
data science
something that holds
certification.
value. That's the key.
Let me use an example for my data science certification.
Yeah.
It started helping me make a lot more decisions within my personal life.
Oh, I can imagine. Oh yeah, that
Like,
usually
for
what
example, did I
happens.
want to go back to being a personal care aide? No, but the
No,
fact
but
that that I'll be getting paid every week starting next week after I get my shot tomorrow, uh, at this point, that can be that can be the investing in the business income or something like that.
there you go. And
It'll
this
start
is
helping me pay my weekly bills and just keep everything maintained, while I work with
exactly,
what my dad helps me out with and, the end of unemployment.
exactly.
Then I just increase case hours or something like that while I'm waiting on a few other things, or it just becomes, extra money for things with my costs. But
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
un, you know, other other decisions that I could back up with data, collaborating with you, collaborating with my friend up in Canada, collaborating with my friends
Hmm.
at World Financial Group,
Hmm.
doing it the guy from John Jay last night. We're going to collaborate. My friend from Goodwill, who was my old colleague, we're going to be
Yep.
looking to get funding to take the YouTube forward. These were all calculated decisions that I could look at finally after being in a data science program and finally saying something here will work out.
Yep. Yep. retaining some calculated risks. And this is where something like a data
Oh,
science
this is probably
certification
where I know a
helps.
certain somebody from my past life would have gotten mad at me for taking his skill set because it would have been like, oh, you're trying to take my job away at UNFCU. Nope.
Nobody cares. And
Nope,
this
that'll
is,
be artificial intelligence that takes your job,
yep, exactly. And
which I
this,
know how to
and
prompt on ChatGPT and you don't.
excuse me.
Not you. I'm referring
Oh,
to him.
oh, okay. So here's the thing that's funny.
We got two more
Something,
topics after this
yeah,
thought.
yeah. So the funny part about all this is this even something like a certification in data science that you're pursuing, or even a boot camp certification, which is kind of dead now, anyways. Those are all designed in some way to capture these transient skills so that it can be made more durable for future use. It's for value. That's why you do them. Otherwise, if all we did was upskill all the time without a container to hold these skills and to hold that value, corporate America would just walk all over us because all they have to do is swap out some skills and the whole and we have to be retrained every 15 seconds. We have to improve ourselves all the time, more so than we are today.
Yup. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Onward, onward.
Now, for our last two topics, which we're going to turn into one, the resume
Ooh.
myth, recruiters are cooked.
Let's go with the recruiters are cut here.
Oh my God. After watching our favorite influencers' videos on YouTube, what recruiters nowadays? Come on, guys.
You know,
I
I'm
don't know which
sorry,
is
they're
worse, looking
desperate.
at the actual narcissism or looking at a bunch of desk jockeys who don't really do anything other than act like the company's salesmen.
They're desperate.
You got
Desperation.
I mean, I respect you for making your LinkedIn content, but let's be honest, you're just looking for your next opportunity. That's all you're
Of
really doing.
course, that's what it's about. I mean, it's just crazy, and not even that. They don't even try anymore. They don't even try and hide
No,
it.
because literally
Um,
we're seeing how narcissistic they are.
uh-huh. Oh yeah, they're narcissistic. They're outlandish.
They're
They
dicks.
just I'm trying to use less colorful language here.
Okay. Oh,
Um,
yeah, that's right, because we're supposed to be a professional video series.
darn it, where's my editor when I need him? Where's my magic pen from Google?
You know me, you know I say whatever's on my mind.
We all know what that. We all know that's what she said too.
You jerk. I mean,
So,
if I had to
but
choose between recruiters, who's worse on a scale of 1 to 10, women recruiters or male recruiters, where would you put women recruiters 1 out of 10?
I that's irrelevant to me. I can't even do that.
How about the males?
Same thing. I can't. I mean, I can't really
They're
even do
both
that either.
cringy. They're both
They
cringy, but
both.
if I had to
I
rank,
I don't know.
I would say the men are just trying to basically sell services while the women are basically just trying to become authors.
Okay. Well, here's what it is. Enough said. Well, I'm sorry. Like, here's what I just started doing today is all these trashy emails from recruiters, from rando recruiting firms. I just put them through Chat GTP and redacted their personal info and see what they say. See
I
what chat
mean,
says. And it's funny as hell. Everyone should try that.
what, put the posts through Chat GPT?
Uh-huh.
I
Yep.
might
And
actually do that because I
but
just
just but
got one
just
today because I
just
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 got one today.
yep, just copy from hi all the way to thanks, regards. Take out, just redact the name of the firm, redact the name of the person who sent it and their name, and that's redact personal stuff, and then just throw it in chat and see what happens. And you'll be amazed as to the garbage, how much it's garbage. Chat says it is.
I
It's
mean, I just
wonderful.
got a recruiter today who's clearly from the country of India. I'm not going to give away his name, but
Oh, yeah.
he wants me to basically enter my education, and then he lists full name, preferred email ID, day, evening phone numbers, current location, work
Uh,
authorization, earliest availability for phone interview. And he wants me to fill out for a 20-hour a week associate designer visual merchandising. I'm like,
what the fuck?
how do you people read who you're looking at when you source these resumes, or are you just
Honestly,
desperate?
I don't know. I'm surprised he didn't demand a skills matrix. That's a fun one. I'm like, who the fuck do you who the fuck
Who's
do
more
you
cooked in this
who,
situation? Sourcing recruiters, or CEOs?
oh man. Well, sourcing doesn't really do anything. It's the recruiters themselves. I think the recruiters are the most cooked because
I mean,
they
their LinkedIn,
rely
you got to
they
be honest
rely
about
on the
something.
source.
Their meltdowns on social media are epic.
Oh, they're beyond epic, they're glorious.
I love watching the CEOs meltdown, but I love watching recruiters meltdown even more. It's like, oh my God, you people are snowflakes.
Well, well, you gotta understand something. CEOs, they can just pick up the mobiles and go home and still make money.
Of course.
Um, but these recruiters, poor recruiters, it's like my commission. It's like watching the money burn right right in front of them. And as it burns, the face burns with it. It's tragic.
Well, guys, we have reached the end of the show today. This is all I gotta say. We'll be back next month with more epic LinkedIn meltdowns and more individual corporate nonsense. We hope you enjoyed our show today. We love delivering this, and we'll be back for some more. So have a good month, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Enjoy.
All right. Now let me go there.
There, there, there.